Get back up when you fall. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important life lessons that can change everything for you. We are going to explore why falling down is not the end of your story but actually the beginning of your comeback. You will have a completely different perspective on failure and setbacks. Life has a funny way of testing us, does it not? One moment you are on top of the world feeling like nothing can stop you, and the next moment you find yourself flat on your back wondering what just happened. Maybe you lost your job that you thought was secure. Maybe a relationship you invested years in suddenly ended. Maybe a business you poured your heart and soul into failed. Maybe you made a mistake that cost you dearly and now you are dealing with the consequences. Whatever it is, we have all been there and we will all be there again, because falling down is simply part of being human. But here is what I want you to understand today, and this is going to be the foundation of everything we talk about for the next 20 minutes. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never fall. They are not the ones who have perfect lives with no problems, no setbacks and no failures. They are the ones who have mastered the art of getting back up. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it is actually a stepping stone to success. Every single time you fall, you learn something new about yourself, about your limits, about what you are truly capable of achieving, and about what really matters to you. Think about a baby learning to walk for a moment. That baby falls hundreds of times. Does the baby sit there after the first fall and say, you know what, this walking thing is too hard, I am never going to try this again because I might fall? Of course not. The baby gets up, tries again, falls again, gets up again, and keeps going until walking becomes as natural as breathing. Somewhere along the way as adults we forget this simple truth. We start to fear falling so much that we stop trying altogether, and we miss out on all the amazing things life has to offer. The fear of failure can be absolutely paralyzing. It keeps us trapped in our comfort zones where nothing bad can happen, but also where nothing great can happen either. When we let this fear control our decisions, we miss out on opportunities for growth, for learning, and for achieving our biggest dreams. We become prisoners of our own making, trapped by the possibility of what might go wrong instead of being excited by the possibility of what might go right. Let me share something practical you can start doing today that will begin to change this mindset. Every single morning when you wake up, before you even check your phone, write down 3 things you are grateful for, even if yesterday was the worst day of your life. This simple practice rewires your brain to look for the positive instead of automatically dwelling on what went wrong. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lost, you create the mental foundation that is absolutely necessary to bounce back stronger than before. Here is another powerful practice that I want you to try. Start reframing your failures as data collection. Every time something does not go according to plan, instead of beating yourself up, ask yourself these questions. What did I learn from this experience? What would I do differently next time? What skills do I need to develop to handle this better? What resources do I need that I did not have this time? When you start seeing failures as information instead of judgments about your worth as a person, everything changes. You stop taking setbacks personally and start using them as fuel for improvement and growth. Resilience is exactly like a muscle in your body. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes, but just like building physical strength, you cannot go from lifting 5 pounds to lifting 100 pounds overnight. You need to start small and gradually increase the challenge. Begin by taking small risks in low-stakes situations. Maybe it is speaking up in a meeting when you normally stay quiet. Maybe it is trying a new recipe even though you might mess it up. Maybe it is starting a conversation with someone you do not know well. Each time you push through discomfort and recover from these minor setbacks, you build real confidence in your ability to handle bigger challenges when they come. One of the most important things I want you to remember when you fall and you will fall again is that your current situation is not your final destination. Life is constantly changing, and what feels completely overwhelming today will feel much more manageable tomorrow, if you just keep moving forward one step at a time. The key is to focus on the very next step, not the entire staircase. You do not need to see the whole path clearly mapped out, you just need to see far enough ahead to take one more step in the right direction. Here is a daily practice that has the power to completely transform how you handle setbacks, and I want you to try this tonight. At the end of each day, write down 3 things that went well during the day, no matter how small they seem, and 1 thing that did not go as planned. For the thing that did not go well, write down what you learned from it and what you will do differently tomorrow. This practice helps you celebrate your wins while also extracting real value from your challenges instead of just dwelling on them. Your support system plays an absolutely crucial role in your ability to bounce back from difficult times. You need to surround yourself with people who believe in you, especially when you do not believe in yourself. These are the people who will remind you of your strengths when all you can see are your weaknesses. They will help you maintain perspective when problems feel much bigger than they actually are. If you do not have this kind of support system right now, start building one today by being that kind of person for others first. What you give out always comes back to you. Physical health directly impacts mental resilience, and this is something people often overlook. When your body is strong and healthy, your mind naturally follows. Make sure you are getting enough quality sleep, eating nutritious foods that fuel your body properly, and moving your body regularly. Even if it is just a 20-minute walk. These basics create the foundation for everything else in your life. When you are physically exhausted and depleted, everything feels much harder than it needs to be. When you are physically strong, you have the energy and mental clarity needed to face challenges head-on. Let me give you a powerful exercise you can do right now while you are watching this video. Think of a time when you overcame a really difficult situation in your past. Take a moment and really remember the details. How did you feel at the very beginning when the problem first appeared? What specific steps did you take to work through it? Who helped you along the way? How did you feel when you finally made it through to the other side? Now I want you to write down 3 strengths or resources you used during that experience. Here is the important part: those same exact strengths and resources are still available to you today for whatever challenge you are facing right now. The stories we tell ourselves about our failures matter infinitely more than the failures themselves. If you tell yourself that one setback means you are just not cut out for success, you create what psychologists call a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you tell yourself that setbacks are temporary learning experiences that provide valuable lessons, you create a foundation for future success. Pay close attention to the voice in your head and consciously choose empowering narratives instead of defeating ones. Perfectionism is one of the biggest enemies of resilience that I see people struggle with. When you expect everything to go smoothly all the time, you set yourself up for constant disappointment. Life is messy, unpredictable, and full of surprises, both good and bad. The sooner you accept this reality as normal, the sooner you can develop the mental flexibility needed to navigate whatever comes your way. Start embracing the messiness as part of the adventure rather than seeing it as evidence that something is wrong with you or your life. Here is another practical strategy that most people never think about. Create a comeback plan before you actually need it. Think about the main areas of your life where setbacks are most likely to occur: your career, your relationships, your health, your finances. For each area, write down specific steps you would take if something went wrong. Having this plan ready reduces anxiety when problems do arise and gives you a clear path forward when emotions are running high and you cannot think straight. Time is honestly one of your greatest allies in bouncing back from any setback. What feels absolutely devastating today will feel much less intense next week and even less intense next month. This is not because you stop caring about what happened, but because you naturally gain perspective and develop new strategies for moving forward. When you are right in the middle of a difficult situation, remind yourself that this too shall pass and focus all your energy on what you can actually control in this present moment. Learning to bounce back quickly is not about suppressing negative emotions or pretending everything is fine when it clearly is not. It is about feeling your feelings fully and completely, and then making a conscious, deliberate choice to focus your energy on solutions rather than staying stuck in the problem. Give yourself permission to be disappointed, angry, or sad for a specific amount of time, but do not get stuck there permanently. Set a timer for 20 minutes, let yourself feel everything that needs to be felt, and then shift your focus to what you can do next to improve your situation. Comparison with others is another major resilience killer that I see destroying people every day. When you are struggling, it feels natural to look at others who seem to have it all figured out and wonder what is wrong with you. Remember that you are seeing their highlight reel, not their behind-the-scenes struggles that they deal with every single day. Everyone faces serious challenges, but not everyone shares them publicly on social media. Focus on your own unique journey and your own progress rather than constantly measuring yourself against what others appear to be doing. Building real resilience also means learning to accept help when you need it most. There is absolutely no shame in asking for support, guidance, or assistance when you are facing a difficult situation that feels bigger than what you can handle alone. In fact, reaching out for help is actually a sign of strength, not weakness. It shows that you are truly committed to finding solutions and willing to use all available resources to overcome whatever challenge you are facing. Practice gratitude consistently, even in difficult times, especially in difficult times. This does not mean being grateful for the bad things that happen to you, but being genuinely grateful for all the resources, strengths, relationships, and support systems you have available to deal with whatever comes your way. Gratitude automatically shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have and creates a much more positive foundation for effective problem solving. One of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself when facing any kind of setback is this: what would I tell my best friend if they were in this exact same situation? We are usually much kinder, much more encouraging, and much more supportive to others than we are to ourselves. The advice you would give to someone you truly care about is probably exactly what you need to hear and act on right now. Recovery is rarely ever a straight line going directly from point A to point B. You will have good days and bad days when you feel incredibly strong and confident, and days when you feel weak and uncertain about everything. This up and down pattern is completely normal and does not mean you are not making real progress. Think of it like waves in the ocean. They naturally go up and down, but the overall tide is always moving in a specific direction. Focus on the overall direction of your life rather than getting caught up in the individual daily waves. Here is a weekly practice that builds serious long-term resilience over time. Every Sunday, spend just 15 minutes reviewing the previous week. Write down your wins, no matter how small, your main challenges, and the most important lessons you learned. Then set 3 specific realistic goals for the coming week. This regular reflection helps you stay consistently focused on growth and progress, rather than getting completely caught up in day-to-day problems that feel overwhelming. Your physical environment plays a much bigger role in your resilience than most people realize. Actively surround yourself with inspiring books, podcasts, videos, and people who lift you up. Deliberately limit your exposure to negative news and toxic relationships that constantly drain your energy and make everything feel hopeless. Create physical spaces in your home and workplace that feel calm, supportive, and energizing. Small intentional changes in your environment can have a massive impact on your daily mindset and your ability to bounce back from setbacks. Develop a consistent morning routine that sets you up for success regardless of what happened yesterday or what challenges might be waiting for you today. This routine might include meditation, some form of exercise, journaling, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of coffee while setting positive intentions for the day. Having a consistent positive start to your day creates real momentum and helps you approach any challenges from a place of inner strength rather than fear and reactivity. Forgiveness is absolutely essential for moving forward after major setbacks. This includes forgiving others who may have contributed to your difficult situation and, most importantly, learning to forgive yourself for any mistakes you made along the way. Holding on to anger, resentment, or harsh self-blame keeps you mentally and emotionally stuck in the past and prevents you from creating the better future you deserve. Forgiveness does not mean excusing truly harmful behavior. It simply means freeing yourself from the heavy burden of carrying around negative emotions that hurt you more than anyone else. When you do successfully get back up after falling, make sure to acknowledge your own courage and give yourself real credit. It takes genuine bravery to try again after being hurt, disappointed, or rejected. Give yourself full recognition for being willing to be vulnerable, to take new risks, and to keep pursuing your most important goals despite facing serious setbacks. This self-recognition builds authentic confidence and makes it much easier to bounce back the next time you inevitably face new challenges. Remember that getting back up is not a one-time event that you do once and then you are done forever. It is a lifelong practice and a skill that you will need to use again and again throughout your entire life. You will face new challenges, new setbacks, and new opportunities to demonstrate and strengthen your resilience. Each time you successfully bounce back, you prove to yourself that you truly have what it takes to handle whatever life throws at you. This creates an incredibly positive cycle where confidence naturally breeds more confidence and resilience breeds even stronger resilience. The ultimate goal is not to never fall again, because that is impossible for any human being. The goal is to learn how to fall forward. Use each setback as a launching pad for something even better than what you had before. Let your struggles become your greatest strengths, your deepest wounds become your hard-earned wisdom, and your most painful experiences become your unique purpose for helping others. When you shift from seeing setbacks as permanent endings to seeing them as new beginnings, everything in your life changes for the better. I want you to start today with just one small step. Choose one specific area of your life where you have been avoiding taking action because you are afraid of potentially failing. Take one small step in that direction today before you go to bed tonight. It does not have to be perfect and it does not have to be huge, it just has to be a genuine step forward. Remember that real courage is not the complete absence of fear, it is choosing to take action even when fear is present. Your entire life is not defined by how many times you fall down, it is defined by how many times you choose to get back up and keep going. Every single time you make the choice to try again, you are writing a powerful story of resilience, courage, and unshakable hope. You are proving to yourself and to everyone watching that temporary setbacks cannot break the incredible strength of the human spirit. Thank you for watching. I really hope this message has given you both the encouragement and the practical tools you need to bounce back stronger from whatever specific challenges you are facing in your life right now. Always remember that you are far more resilient than you know, more capable than you currently realize, and more deserving of success and happiness than you might believe about yourself right now. If this video helped you in any way, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more life-changing content like this. Until next time, keep getting back up no matter what happens, and I will see you in the next video.